Well, for one super senior, it's the final home game at Shippensburg University. After celebrating today with family and friends, Taylor Wiseman is wondering, where do I go from here?
That answer is complicated because going home is out of the question. She's explaining why for the first time publicly to CBS 21 Sports Director Jason Bristol.
To get a true scouting report on the truly remarkable Taylor Wiseman, you need to know the people who should know her best.
There's nothing she won't do.
Like her mom.
She's strong-willed. She knows exactly what she wants.
Her coaches.
She just makes me proud every day.
Even the big hitter herself.
Something I just don't want people to know me as. I want people to know me as, oh, that's the homeless girl playing that ship. Like, I don't like that. I don't want to be labeled as that.
Yes, homeless. Yet somehow, Taylor Wiseman has started nearly every game in college, tied her school's home run record, and is soon graduating with a degree in social work.
I really want to help people who are like me, kind of, in a way.
And a minor in criminal justice. All these major things, are they what make Taylor Wiseman so extraordinary? Or could it be something else? So how did Taylor end up homeless? Well, her parents got a divorce. And then she says her mom couldn't keep up with the bills. And finally came the notice of foreclosure. And to this very day, she can remember that exact day.
My senior year, I'll never forget that day, February 25th, 2011. My mom told me the night before that we're losing our house. And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little emotional here.
Taylor's mom, why? Janet.
I feel sometimes like I failed her. Took some stability away from her for a while. And that's a mom's job.
But through it all, a daughter's passion.
Who's going in?
Softball. Now.
I want to get her something.
And in high school.
Coming here was her release.
With support from Coach Mike Stepp.
From that part of her life.
The field, home.
She was always in a happy mood when she was here.
But where?
We randomly moved into this girl's house.
Did Taylor stay?
I didn't even know who she was.
How about anywhere she could? It's something she's been hiding from nearly everyone. So is all this what makes Taylor Wiseman's success so striking? Or that away from school?
If it wasn't for them, I have no idea where I'd be living right now.
She's still without a home, staying with her boyfriend's family? And she's never even mentioned her situation.
Were you aware that she is homeless?
To her college coach.
I was not aware of that.
No, the most unforgettable thing about the remarkable Taylor Wiseman is this.
It's hard. I'm still kind of embarrassed by it.
She is now finding her voice.
Then why talk to me?
To speak up.
Because I feel like people need to know in a way.
And help.
And I want people to know that no matter what happens to you, you can do it.
All this, it's too much for one scouting report. Just know that anyone with this kind of heart will find their way.
Yes, sir.
Home. Tonight, what's there to be thankful for when you think you've lost everything? A small business in Dauphin County now has an answer, 6 months after a fire nearly destroyed a dream. Inside this building, a Thanksgiving story begins with carving. How Richie Schwartz ended up here, next to that big machine, and his two business partners, is a mixture of wood and fire, sweat.
First one I made.
And tears.
Took me 8 hours.
And now at DS Wood Bats, for every baseball bat that's finished, there's a barrel of blessings.
We actually took this as an opportunity to make ourselves better and to make everything better. And I think we're well on our way to doing that.
These guys make about 3 to 4 dozen bats a day. It's not as many as they'd like, but when you consider where they've come from, some is better than none.
I just remember the whole time I'm thinking, oh my gosh, please let this not be the shop.
The old shop is now an empty lot.
There was no stopping it.
Richie, his brother Ryan,
I didn't know what to think.
and their friend and coworker Greg.
I just remember that drive.
Remember a fire last June like it was yesterday.
One of the worst days of my life, definitely.
Faulty wiring, they say, was the cause.
At that point in time, it was all just gone.
And the effect?
Honestly, I didn't know what was going to happen with my life.
But then, almost immediately,
That night, I had texts
the blessings
from our pro guys.
started coming out of the woodwork.
I still get people asking, is there anything more that I can do? Is there any
Friends raising money.
I'm so thankful for good people.
Insurance covering a larger, better building, which will help double production. But the biggest blessing, they now realize, is it all could have been a lot worse.
With nobody in that building, it's just stuff. You know what? I'm going to have to deal with it, but I'd rather have me deal with it than somebody else have to deal with something more serious.
Yes, during Thanksgiving, most people count their blessings around a bird. But here, it's with bats.
It's championship time in college swimming, and we already have a winner in the race for the most remarkable.
Yes, in her category, she's one of the best anywhere. Her ability far outweighing her disability, as CBS 21 Sports Director Jason Bristol discovers in Lancaster County.
In a sport where the difference between winning and losing is tenths of a second, the last thing a swimmer wants is a start like this. But that late start is also the beginning of Becca Meyer's incredible story.
I've always been one of my teachers growing up put it as tenacious, so I've always been tenacious.
While Becca is tenacious, she's also entirely deaf. Without her hearing devices,
She can't hear the starting beep.
she starts every race by watching the flash from strobe lights. But
Most of the time,
the light doesn't always work, she says. So
I'm always going off the girl next to me, and I'm always a half a second behind.
it's just another challenge for Becca. Yet she doesn't panic. Instead, she pushes herself and is one of the best distance swimmers in the country.
And then on top of that, she's also just a superstar in Paralympic competitions too.
Ben Delia is her head coach at Franklin and Marshall College.
Becca is someone who sees the world, sees the glass as being half full.
If only seeing was that easy for Becca Myers.
Becca was born with a rare genetic disorder called Usher syndrome, and she's been deaf her entire life. And if that's not enough, because of this syndrome, she is now going blind.
I can only see this much, like
When out and about, it's much better now, thanks to Birdie.
hey birdie!
And underwater, Becca's still able to make out the markings on the pool,
So when I see it poaching, I know, okay, 2 more strokes and then flip.
like telling her when to turn. Her system has helped set 2 Paralympic world records.
The fun part is winning, and we love to win and all that, but that's not the message that she's sending.
Leave it to a mom to provide all of us with one important swimming lesson.
You want to just plant in people hope that, you know, okay, you're facing adversity and it's tricky, but we can do this. She's sending a message of hope. So.
When Becca was born, Maria Myers believed her daughter was put on this earth for a reason, but never imagined she'd accomplish all this.
Swimming is the one place where I can just go and escape from my...
But much like Becca's swimming, it's not how you start. No, it's not.
And now another one of those gold footballs is finally home at Bishop McDevitt, and it's thanks to CBS 21 News. This is the journey of one ball, one mix-up, and quite possibly the area's greatest high school football player ever.
The gym, full. The excitement, high. The ball, all right, here we go, shiny. And presenting this gold football on behalf of Ricky Waters, me. Ultimately, this keepsake is going into a trophy case. But wait until you see how it got here.
Thank you.
At Bishop McDevitt, Ricky Waters wasn't just all-city. He was all-American, riding his talent all the way to Super Bowl 29 with the 49ers.
Ricky Waters for the touchdown.
Bishop McDevitt Athletic Director Tommy Mealy wasn't even aware of the NFL's Gold Ball initiative.
After you mentioned something, obviously.
Until I mentioned it to him. And for some reason, the school still hadn't received its ball recognizing Ricky Waters. So I decided to check the NFL's website and talk about striking gold. Ricky Waters is listed as a graduate of Bishop McDevitt, the one in Wyncote near Philadelphia. Sure enough, Ricky Waters' gold football,
You do have it.
was mistakenly sent there by the NFL.
The NFL?
The other, Bishop McDevitt, then shipped it to the one in Harrisburg, where its next stop is Tommy Mealy's office.
Is there a lot of confusion between your Bishop McDevitt and the other Bishop McDevitt?
It's funny you say that. Really, we're good for about 3 times a year, about 3 phone calls or emails about the
There's just one problem, though. The ball has the word Wyncote on it.
It is a downer to have the Wyncote on there, but we're going to try to do it.
But that's not the end of this story. After a couple of emails to the NFL, within hours, a rep called me.
They're glad they got it, but it has the wrong city listed.
I explained the situation, and he told me the league has no problem sending a new gold football with the correct information to Harrisburg's Bishop McDevitt.
And I saw Wyncote, and I said, oh, that must be why. And then
He knew of only a handful of similar mistakes, a remarkably small number when you consider the thousands of players and coaches being honored. Some of those men still live near their high school and deliver the footballs themselves, like John Ritchie at Cumberland Valley.
Thanks for everything, Coach.
And here, it's an honor.
I think it's a great honor.
Bishop McDevitt also takes seriously. And since Ricky now lives in California, the administration asked me to present Ricky Waters' gold football to the entire school before this huge pep rally.
I think if he was here today, he would say thank you to the school, to the staff, to the community for all the support throughout the years.
Yes, this gold football may be temporary, but finally, it's found its permanent home.
So on behalf of Ricky Waters, I would like to present this gold football and the journey it represents to Bishop McDevitt High School.
Jason, thank you.
And right now, across the globe, people are making their New Year's resolutions. And you want to talk willpower? What kind of person does it take to make it in the fastest growing and most revealing sport out there?
Last time we did it was here, you're up.
In football, dedication and desire
Keep it tight.
don't usually come dressed
Oh, yeah.
in pink workout pants and a sports bra.
Drop it quick, good, quick around.
But here she is, Erica Kaup,
You know, I always wanted to play football, and I was always told football is for boys.
working her ponytail off
And I thought, you know, I can do this.
to earn a full-time spot in the league.
Legends Football League.
The Legends Football League.
The world's fastest growing sport.
Okay, for a few seconds, forget this used to be the Lingerie Football League.
I stepped on that field, and the last thing I was thinking about was my outfit.
And instead, focus on her focus. When Erica, who's 28 and a marketing professional with no football background, first came to trainer Ryan Mackis,
Good.
she,
Quote unquote, ran like a girl, but now,
now
she's doing workouts that I do with, my NFL players.
Really? Your NFL players?
it's no wonder she was so impressive at an open tryout in Georgia.
Push this one, come on, back.
And to go from dreamer with this one goal to doer, it took her just 5 months.
It's a great example of when somebody wants to work and has a goal and wants to put the work in.
I have to be better than myself every day when I wake up. So what I was doing yesterday, today I'm better than that. And every day I have to think like that. So with that mentality, I know I'm going to make it.
And when she does make it,
Okay.
and she's wearing something like this,
LFL action.
just remember, desire and dedication don't come with a dress code.